needs not use the cushion. He just balances power and has the cue ball to the same exact place he would want to have it anyway. And how would the cue ball be for the black? And I'm saying this with the assumption he will be putting the remaining yellow to the corner pocket. Cue ball off the cushion. The rest is a formality. Herbert concedes frame number 7. It is Kelvin 4, Herbert 3, race to 9. Goal. It is 4 frames to 3, dear viewers, with the calculator, as Kenya's Kelvin Yegon is nicknamed, taking on the great, as Uganda's Herbert Mukisa is nicknamed, racing tonight for a place in tomorrow's round of last 16. Ni hao. Many members of the Kenya national pool team that were representing at the World Hayboy Championships that were concluded a few days ago have now stepped foot into MCHANA, that is Collins Way and David Njane, and will be participating in this competition. I don't even know how good they will do after playing Hayboy for 2 weeks. It is not easy stuff playing pool. And it looks like Herbert is winning frame number 8, which will then be his equalizing frame. He may want to put both. To the same corner pocket, but is won by the 14-year-old Ugandan Kelvin Yegon 4, Herbert Mukisa 4. Race to 9 for a place in the round of last 16. Herbert's near edgemate Jack Nasiku is going to face the tournament favorite Jeremiah Naido in the next round. That could be one of the next matches coming up next, if not the very next. Ishmael Mteto leads by 5 frames to 3 against Stephen Mann, while Lastborn is down by 5 frames to 2 against Abdallah Hussein. Tonight we have a race to 21 for $3,000 in just about 2 hours time between Ishmael and Dula. Frame 9, we're just about midway through this race. which is taking way too much time because of about 5 minutes of protest between Kelvin and Herbert when Herbert potted black, with Kelvin claiming he played yellow first. Herbert not agreeing, and video evidence not even sufficient to provide proof. Ibrahim said Jamba 8, Jackson 7, 4. There is a lot of belief in the area that Kenya has finally produced a generation of players that will not be bullied by their neighbors in the south and the west, that is the Kenyans and that is the Ugandans and the Tanzanians respectively. For the last 10 years there was almost no competition between the two. Now the generation of Kelvin and the Evans and the VP and Kiptalam, amongst other players, maybe is the generation to take on the Ugandan in a full race and beat them there. How good will Kevin's white be? A little backspin. All he needs, if he puts red to the center pocket left, will be just to have sight of the last red. This one will be a little too critical. It has to be a backspin in between yellow and black to have sight of the last red. Perfect. And clearly it is a frame. He's winning by simply rolling the last red on the table to the side pocket left. The cue ball may have to be played a little into the yellow for the white to remain just around the same area where yellow is, for Kelvin to put black to the corner pocket at the top right of the screen. He's going for. Oh. It may have been the more difficult routine, but of course it is routine to Kelvin. And the calculator to calculate his way through the lead of this match. Yet again, Kelvin leads against Herbert by 5 frames.
On table number one, Asiku Junior versus Jeremiah Naido, aka Ganda. Ganda versus Asiku Junior, table number one. Here we come.
It is 5 frames to 4. Dear viewers, Kenya's Kelvin Yegon leads against Uganda's Herbert. Mukisa racing to 9 for a place in the round of last 16 that shall be played tomorrow. We are at MCHANA Pub and Grill, opposite Prestige Plaza, alongside Ngong Road, right in the heart of the city of Nairobi, the capital of the East African country of Kenya. Kevin will be having one relative dead yellow, the one that is frozen against the cushion at the top end of the table. The others are there for the taking. The black is in space. Herbert will be counting his chances on the position of Kevin's frozen yellow, most especially with Herbert's reds all spaciously. Some kind of surprise score. The Somalian player that is called Lastborn is down by 5 frames to 4 against Abdallah Hussein. Surprising in the sense that you didn't expect him to win 4 frames, even in a full race. He's playing well enough to make you think he could even win the match. There has been an intentional combination play from Herbert. I don't think he'll care so much. As he puts, draws the cable backwards in right motion, with 3 reds now positioned in perfect space for the young Ugandan to surely be winning his 5th out of 10. And we'll be putting the last red on the table, drawing the cue ball as close can be to the black of the bottom cushion. Likely snooker here. Snooker. Herbert self-snookered. Yegon seemingly survives. He must not only find the black but also put it in some kind of way. Of course, very unlikely off the cushion. Herbert finds the black, at least he doesn't foul. But chance for Kelvin to play again in the frame. And his signature name is also symbolized on his t-shirt at the back. That is the picture of a calculator with the name Yegon calculator. Now having to put the visible yellow to the side pocket on the left to play the cue ball off the right cushion and then move it. Oops, looks like a miss. Advantageous that at least he was able not to give the cue ball away. Herbert will be going for the bank of the black to the center pocket on the right, off the cushion and off target. Abdallah is saying 6 and the last born 4. And Ibrahim Sejema has defeated Tanzania's Steven Jackson by 9 frames to 4. The other match I'm covering between Ishmael and Steven is at 7 frames to 3. Ishmael leading as Yegon misses yet again in a frame that has had so many misses from both players. Very tricky black ball for Herbert. Maybe cut into the center pocket, maybe play off 2 cushions into the center pocket right. Goes off cushion and sinks it in somehow, squeezes it in between the jaw of one of the center pockets and Yegon's yellow without even shaking Yegon's yellow. Herbert equalizes in the race. It is 5-5, race to 9 for a place in the round of last 16.
Boniface Karanja, Eric Mugabo. Boniface Karanja, Eric Mugabo, table number 4. Boniface Karanja,
5-5, dear viewers. The last time Herbert was leading, I think, was when the score was at 3 frames to 2. If he wins this frame, he will be leading for the first time since then, and it's starting to look like as the match grows older, his pattern play gets better. Most especially how he won the last frame and how he's likely to be winning this one unless he blows it up. His biggest strength is quick thinking as he puts and moves the cue ball round the table. He's set to win the ongoing frame. Putting now last yellow to the side pocket with the backspin. A cue ball a little backwards. The pot of the black to the top corner pocket by the young Uganda will be a formality. Against the Kenyan international, Herbert Mukisa misses a black. That one could be very costly, not just in the present frame, but maybe as well in the entire course of the match. Kelvin stands up to take the easy pickings, win the frame, and grab the lead in a frame that he was on the verge of losing. It's the same frame that he's on the same verge of winning. And the frame is won by Kelvin as Herbert concedes it is Yegon 5. Yegon 6 and Herbert 5 and the rest to 9.
John Chalo, table number 3.
Uganda money. It's now 2 frames in a row, lost in pretty much similar circumstances by Herbert. Kelvin wins a second in a row and takes a 2-frame lead for the first time in the match, needing to win 2, Herbert needing to win 4 out of the remaining 5. Kelvin to break frame number 13 and gets to sink 1 red. It's a very good split of the balls. I have a feeling he could be tempted to go for the yellows. And Herbert's comrade in terms of management and the country of origin and the age, Jackson Asiku, is starting a match against the tournament favorite Jeremiah Naido. Ishmael has defeated Stephen Mann by 9 frames to 3, relatively one-sided, while Lastborn is down by 7 frames 5 against Abdallah Hussein of Tanzania. Ibrahim Sajemba defeated Steven Jackson by 9 frames to 4. In about 2 hours' time, after myself streaming a maximum of 2 more matches, we shall have a long-awaited money match racing to 21 between Gente and Dula. I'm sorry, it's not Gente and Ishmael, it is Gente and Dula now. Revised information racing to 21 for 3,000 US dollars. Out of sorts, Herbert must recover. He has been a little unfortunate, just my opinion, given the nature of the way in which he lost the previous 2 frames, which was so close to winning, and then just lost them. And yet he could be losing another unless he does something. Now Herbert will be having the hardest task, playing the cue ball off two of the top cushions. Try and find the black in between all those yellows. It could be yellow first and black in. He's even lucky, but I just applaud the youngster for playing genuinely a bona fide attempt to try and play the black. Most of the senior players in that case will be pretending to find their ball and then play the cue ball not to reach the intended destination. 7-6. Kelvin Yegon leading, and could be now winning this. For a free shot, he will want to play yellow off black, not only to put this position the yellow, but also not only spot the yellow, but also position the black away from the pocket. It's a possible shot. I don't know why he's fearing. There is some space, but as long as he utilizes this to full maximum. Actually, the yellow should be played off cushion and then in, and then to enter the pocket of black again. If he plays it black first, that could be black being sunk. But from this camera angle, I think you can clearly see that there is some space. He could play snooker again. It's a little bit not confident. I don't like this. There is a clear opening. He's on a free shot. Abdallah Hussein qualifies into the round of last 16 after defeating last born by 9 frames to 6. Remember, he's on a free shot. Kelvin now deciding to play some of his yellows in a bit of space. Now it makes sense because the yellow that is rightwards of the two, if potted to the corner pocket on the right, it just creates an opening for the Kenyan to win this ongoing frame once and for all and make himself the overwhelming favorite for the victory if he conditions Herbert to need to win the last 3 frames for the victory. Unfortunately, Kelvin misses and concedes the frame. Herbert 7, Kelvin 7, race to 9, now race to 2.
Joseph Kasozi, Innocent Sami, table number 5. Kasozi Joseph, Innocent Sami, report to table number 5. Innocent Sami, Joseph Kasozi, table number 5. Innocent Sami, first call Innocent Sami.
You go present.
One juice. This one, no promise team, not me.
Yeah, I enjoyed him. 3 frames, 10K. You're not paid.
Supposed to give him 10K. Supposed to pay the guy 10K.
Uganda, number 10. Power, one man. Mukolera wamala nayongerako emmere leeta. Baluta Wood Power. Baga. Jakali marketing tu sibitu. Naye basajja. Bakazi dabayo.
Pane yazalibwa nga
Mwana.
Come on, man.
Very confident. Yes.
Come on, man.
It is now 8 frames to 7 with Kelvin leading. 2 frames to go. Herbert must win them both or else drop out of the competition in the round of last 32. Coming up next is going to be Innocent Sami of Tanzania to take on Joseph Kasozi of Uganda. He will be breaking for the very last time in the match. Jeremiah Naidoga Nagana leads by 3 frames to 1 against Jackson Asiku. It could be the 2 Ugandan Big Kells youngsters dropping out of the tournament at the same exact round, pretty much at the same exact time, unless something happens for both or one of them, starting with this one, who has had a match having brilliant clearances, but a lot of misses that speak to too much to learn despite the existing talent. Now having 3 yellows on the table. Having a sharp cut on one of the yellow, I have to be careful with the position of the black. It's a miss from Herbert, it's a chance to Kelvin. And thank you for watching. My good friend Nafiz Kara, that one must be watching from somewhere in Kisumu, supporting Kevin Yegon. Jackson Asiko 2, Jeremiah Naido 3, Herbert 7, Yegon 8, Kasozi 0, Sami 0.
I'll call you to
A chance presents itself for Kelvin to try and take the youngster out And the fact that whatever has happened, whoever will be winning or losing, there will be dissatisfaction. I cannot rule out the potential of having a money match between these two because they talked up over it yesterday. Tomorrow, this tournament shall be played to completion until you have a winner. Race to 9, single elimination. There. On Monday, we shall be having a team event. 8 teams, straight knockout until we have a winner. For the teams event, it shall be 250,000 Kenya shillings for the winners. Cash prizes for the top 4. For today's singles event, it will be 150,000 Kenya shillings for the winner. Cash prizes for the top 8. It's relatively good money. Something like 1,000 and around 300 shillings for number 1. And all of 8 players to take home some money. It's actually close to 1,400 for the winner. That's in US dollars. 3-3 between Jerry and Asiko. 8-7 between Kelvin and Herbert. A third Ugandan is going onto the table. That is Joseph Kasozi taking on Innocent Sami. That one is another good one. And it is being brought to my camera table, meaning that it's the game that you are going to be watching next. There has been a foul by Kelvin. There is a chance for Herbert to play equalizer and take this match into a decider. He will be putting yellow with a backspin, draw the cue ball somehow backwards, just like that. Now needing to put the last yellow to the side pocket right, and then black to the same corner pocket he has putted the previous yellow. And after the fights, after the mistakes, after the brilliances, the match between Kelvin and Herbert, ladies and gentlemen, is going to end in a decider. Herbert Mukisa 8, Kelvin Yegon 8. We have a decider. Jackson Asiko 4, Jeremiah Naidu 3. Here we have a decider. Kelvin to break the very last frame of the match, aiming for the yellow. The second ball hits it hard, gets to put 1 ball. The cue ball remains on the table. For the Reds, the split of the balls is relatively good. Good enough for Kelvin to believe that he can take this one down and down by break and finish. A green apple provides his best chance, his best passage into the round of last 16, which shall be played tomorrow. And the Kenyan is now getting to close the table. It is Kelvin nominating Reds and playing Reds. He may have played the ball with a little too much power. Now having sight of only one of his Reds, the one that is in between some yellows, close to some red as well. I'm not so certain it is passable into the center pocket left. If it does, maybe Herbert will not be getting a chance to play in this deciding frame. Kelvin, maybe playing a red into red, maybe red to the side pocket. He plays red into red, plays one red close to the cushion. I don't know why sometimes pressure gets the better of him. He's supposed to be the more experienced lad here. Most especially the shot he played to close the table, granting himself almost no chance of playing a next ball. Herbert tried out some kind of connection or play red, yellow off another. He did not put. Another chance presents for Kelvin to win the frame and the match once and for all. And Herbert is wearing a very sad face. He knows that after that miss, maybe that marks the end of his participation in this competition. Calm and composed Kelvin going for a clearance. He's taking all the time he has. He simply wants to make sure. And this is the match that now has the highest level of concentration of fans at the venue. Of course, Kelvin, one of the best Kenyan players today. Herbert, a kid sensation from across the border. They will not want it when Uganda's youngsters take down Kenya's renowned shooters, most especially the generation of the Yegons, the Bryans, the Evans, those who define Kenyan pool today. There has been misfortunate snooker by Kelvin. Maybe it is the destiny that it may not be his day after all. He may have to count his chances on the fact that there are two yellows almost touching each other near the side pocket left, but also two yellows close to each other at the right end of the table, which even if given a chance to play, will be making it difficult for Herbert to clear the frame. Kelvin out of the angle does not pot. As for Herbert, he must find a way either to pot a ball, better still play a shot. He's going for a pot, maybe yellow to the corner pocket at the top. It is risky if he doesn't pot. That much he knows. He makes the cut into the side, plays the cue ball into yellows, touching each other under pressure. The youngster delivers a very good shot. But it can make it count if he continues potting, try and perfect a pattern. That could be one of the biggest single frames he will have won in his very young career. There he pots, has choice of another ball to pot, yellow to the side pocket right. With a little top spin, white to follow the yellow just a little bit, but not into the pocket. The idea is for him to put the yellow close to white now by rail drive to the corner pocket at the right end of the table. Has to bounce the cue ball a little off the cushion, but importantly has to be on target, which he is. And just as it was the case with Kelvin on the verge of winning the frame, it is the same case now with Herbert on the verge of winning the same frame. He needs to move the cue ball off the cushion to have sight of at least one of the yellows. Herbert is snookered by himself. And Kevin's young Kenyan fans celebrate Herbert's snooker as though Kelvin has potted black himself. Oops, he has sight of one of the yellows. And he could recover. He doesn't pot, but I think that will do. It is Kevin's turn to look for either a pot, which is very unlikely, but at least a safety. Play the cue ball to slide it off the right side of the red and then hide it behind maybe the red that is rightwards of the
Your email is your first online impression. Make it count. With GoDaddy Email, get a professional address that matches your domain. It builds trust, boosts credibility, and helps grow your brand. Start strong with GoDaddy.